Bleach X. That time I got reincarnated as a slime by HollowKnight. Part 1. The battle and how I became a slime. Sword meeting. Sword followed by the destruction of a mountain in the area surrounding it. That is all that can be heard. As an orange-haired man in black battles a brunette in white, the one in black being Ichigo Kurosaki substitute. Soul Reaper, the one in white Sosuke Aizen traitor to the Soul Society. The final climate battle of the winter war rages on until Aizen transforms, forces Ichigo to use his greatest technique, the final Getsuga Tensho. After using it, Ichigo believes himself to be losing all of his Soul Reaper powers, but the sudden increase and then decrease in power has caused his body to give. As it is now turning to dust, Ichigo is in shock watching as his fingers begin to turn to dust. Aizen, after being defeated by Ichigo, looks up at him in shock before beginning to laugh before he himself is sealed. Kazuki Urahara, the first person to really train Ichigo, is rushing towards Ichigo. Ichigo's friends behind him all running towards him. Ichigo's arms now completely gone. He simply closes his eyes and smiles, mouthing goodbye before completely turning to dust. The life of Ichigo Kurosaki has come to an end. However, something caused him to be thrown from his world's cycle of reincarnation, being reincarnated as Satoru Mikami, living the life in this world, taking time to accept the fact that he may not ever see any of his old friends again. He grows up into a fine man before giving his life to save his coworker. He is once again reincarnated, but this time as a slime. After meeting a dragon known as Veldora, he is granted the new name of Rimuru Tempest after some time and several adventures. Basically everything Og Rimuru went through is now running his own city known as the Jura Tempest Federation. Chloe 1. If his students have come to see him now as an adult, Diablo, his demon butler, and a few others are with him in his office room before they all hear something and a portal opens up beneath them, sucking all of them in, including the table and chairs. Benimaru. Lord Rimuru is something wrong holding for as long as he can. Rimuru tells Benimaru to take care of things while he's away, as this seems important enough to check out before after the others, and rushing through the portal as something in the distance behind to appear. Rimuru is now beside his friends and student, looking at the image. Rimuru eyes widen in shock at what he sees. It's the Soul Society, but it looks as if it's been attacked. Rimuru. Everyone be ready, we may not get a friendly welcome. All. 2 Part 2. Calling back the hero of the Winter War. War cries echo as the Quincy have attacked the Soul Society. The Soul Reapers have long believed the Quincy to be dead, save for 2 or 3, but an entire army led by the Quincy King have attacked Siriate, and with this invasion enormous amount of causalities among them is the head captain and his lieutenant. As the invasion continues, the Reapers' own Bankai are taken away from them and used against them. The only thing that truly saves the Reapers is that the Quincy King has called for a retreat for now, as he can be outside his kingdom, hidden in the shadows. Byakuya is on death's door. Kenpachi is gravely injured alongside Rukia and Renji. Lucky those 3 are up and moving around as Kazuki finally arrives through a Garganta after being stuck in Hueco Mundo, as Shunsui is made the new head captain. Kazuki. So after all that they managed to win, we only survived because they left, but for how long? Shunsui. I wouldn't say for long, Jashiro, but what can we do? Shunsui. We fight evil with evil. The other Reapers that are there are turned to face Shunsui, Rukia and Renji being allowed to be their fear that he means the man who was responsible for taking Ichigo Kurosaki away. If it wasn't for him, then he would likely still be here and maybe this wouldn't have happened. Soifan. You can't be serious. Sosuke Aizen cannot be trusted. Even if he does help us, he'll turn against us the moment it's over, and we're too exhausted to do anything. Kazuki. Then might I suggest that we bring back the one person who can beat Aizen, I mean besides possible the Quincy's. Shinji. Fat chance Ichigo Kurosaki is gone, remember, or have you finally fully lost it? Kazuki. Not exactly, I've been working on something that should be able to recall Ichigo here. Jashiro. But even if it does work, he likely won't have his powers, so he won't be able to help. Kazuki. I wouldn't worry about that. If I know Ichigo thrown into the cycle of reincarnation or not, his power won't be leaving him so easily. It may just need to be woken up. I'll take care of that. And as for his memories. Kazuki raises a small pill. It appears to be a soul candy. Kazuki. They're all here. Shunsui. I'd like to let the dead rest, but with everything that's happening we really don't have a choice. How do we use your device? Kazuki. Well, we need someone with a large amount of spirit energy. Luckily we have that in Aizen. Soy Fan. You think that mad man will help in bringing back the one WHO stopped him? Kazuki. I don't think he will. I know he will, whether he admits it or not. Ichigo may be the only one Aizen has ever actually respected and felt a kinship with, because they're the only ones to reach such a level of power so quickly, so I do believe he'll help. Now onto the second ingredient. We need someone with a close connection to Ichigo, someone whose soul has been touched by Ichigo's own and vice versa. Luckily we have her right in here. Rukia perks up at this as everyone looks at her. Memories of the incident with Haru and Shizuku comes to mind when Ichigo shared a bit of his own power to bring her back, as well as when she shared her own power with Ichigo. Rukia. Alright, I'll do it. Shunsui. Well, that's good, we got everything we need. Guess I'll just go stand in front of Central 46 and get permission. Kazuki. Hurry or it may be too late. Time skip brought to you by Shunsui is being yelled at by Central 46, being called insane for wanting to bring Aizen out to help. It's only when Shunsui brings up the fact that one more attack and they're all dead anyway that Central 46 allow it, on the condition that Aizen stay confined to his chair. Scene change brought to you by Shunsui has just brought Aizen to the outside, where he is immediately glared at by Isshin and Yuzu and Karen, who have both been training ever since the Winter War just to make sure that Isshin doesn't lose them like he lost Ichigo. He himself has trained them, Karen being more of a fighter while Yuzu is more of a healer. Aizen. Well, the Kurosaki family, you have my condolences. The Kurosaki family glares intensifies Aizen. And Rukia Kuchiki, I see you've been promoted to lieutenant. Congratulations are in order, but before that shall I take care of our pest problem? Kazuki. Not yet. Aizen looks towards Kazuki, eyes narrowing slightly. Kazuki. First we want you to bring us some insurance. Aizen. Insurance you say, and how am I to do that? Kazuki. You're going to help being Ichigo back. Aizen. I do apologize, but even I can't bring back the dead. Kazuki. But I have a way to with this machine here. Kazuki pulls a sheet off a big bulky machine with two places for people to be, the top being like an obelisk. Aizen. And this is to bring the boy back. Kazuki. That's right, you power it with your spirit energy, and Rukia will just have to stand right here. Aizen. That hardly seems fair, I'm doing all the work. Kazuki. And if it works you won't be pulling everyone's weight alone. Soy Fan. Why you won't have tea? Aizen. Fine, I'll help bring the boy back. Would someone move me to my place? I'm afraid I'm unable to leave this chair at the moment, but I suppose I could. I so wished break out of here. Mayuri. No you cannot, I have control over your spirit pressure. One wrong move and you'll be my next test subject. Aizen. How scary, but I'm rather sure I could break out of here if I so wished. Mayuri. Why don't you try? Kazuki. We don't have time for this, we need to hurry. After moving Aizen where he needed to be and Rukia standing where she's need, Kazuki flips a switch and Aizen immediately pushes out an enormous amount of spirit energy. The spiritual pressure that follows almost knocks everyone on their feet. The machine begins to power up as the obelisk shoots a beam into the sky. A portal begins to open, expanding and then shrinking, lighting flying off of said portal. One lighting bolt flies right past Renji's face, whose eyes widen at the fact he was almost electrocuted because of one of Kazuki's devices. Kazuki. This shouldn't be happening. He's powerless. It should have just opened and spit him and a few things with him out, but it's fighting to stay open as if the power it's locking onto is automatically closing it by just existing. It needs more power. Kazuki. Aizen, push more energy into it. Soifon. Are you crazy? Kazuki Urahara. The portal begins to expand as Aizen pushes more of his energy into the device, which begins to smoke as the portal expands more and more. It finally reaches a size where it's staying at, but the lighting surround and flying off of the portal continues. Until, as if glass shatters from the portal, a desk fall from it. Coming out of the portal, people begin to fall and land on their legs. One, a man lands on with his hands on the desk before pushes himself into the air off the desk, turning in the air so he may be facing the portal as he bows immediately after landing as if awaiting for his master. As he's dressed like a butler, that's all Kazuki can really think about him because of how he's dressed, waiting for next to fall out. Two women fall out next, one in a purple business suit with purple hair tied up and one horn coming out from her forehead, and the other one in white top with dark leggings, a sword at her side and her hair tied in a ponytail. Her face, however, is covered by a mask. The two women immediately face the Reapers and rest their hands on their blades, waiting for any movements. The next to come out is what everyone, save for the ones who came through the portal, believed to be two more females, one carrying the other down safely. One With pink hair and two horns coming out of her head, she is dressed as a shrine maiden. The other is dressed in black with blue hair, a mask like the one the woman in white is wearing covering the face, and a sword at her back. The blue-haired one reaches for the mask, causing Soy Fan to out her guard up, but all she does is move it away from her face to reveal once everyone can see her face. Some of the guys blush at it and the others are shocked to see golden eyes staring at them. Soy Fan, seeing the golden hollow-like eyes, charges forward but is backhanded into the ground by the butler. Now that everyone sees his eyes, the feeling of dread comes over them all as the butler goes to take a step forward, saying that such insolence deserves to be punished. The feeling of dread intensifies, that is, until the blue-haired girl raises her hand. Rimuru. That's enough, Diablo, stop. The now named Diablo immediately stops, bowing towards the girl. The blue-haired girl looks towards Rukia with a smile on her face, opening her mouth to speak before her eyes widen slightly as she lifts up her hand to the top of her head and seems to be measuring their height and Rukia's. Rimuru. Hey Rukia. Dumb question. But did you get taller, Rukia? Ichigo. Soul Reapers. Save for Aizen. What, to be continued.